Well, this your boy Keep Funny, bringing this quick little video about my personal take on the LG Optimus F7. Okay, right here, this is the LG Optimus F7. So I will be comparing this with the S3 because that's the only phone I feel like that's worth the money besides this phone on Boost Mobile. Here we go, guys. Yes, get this phone. If you don't want to spend the $400 for the S3, do not. I've had an S3, and me getting this phone, I still only had this phone for 5 days. I was going to try this phone out and be like, let me see if it's worth this, or go on and spend the rest of the money getting the S3. No, it's not. I love this phone to death. I personally don't feel like this phone is worth that. Now, then again, me, I have about 30 or 40 apps installed on here. The S3 has it beat on two things, and I feel like two things only that I'm just going to go in kind of a little detail with real quick. The 2 gigabytes of RAM. I wish this phone did have 2 gigabytes of RAM. It would help it, I guess, just because you have the extra RAM. But it's not needed. The phone is still fast because they both have the S4 Plus 1.5 gigahertz dual core processors in them. I don't know, somebody said that the S3 on Boost came with the quad core. That is a lie because it has LTE. The LTE chips in here with the dual cores, the S4s, they're only they're only dual cores. They're not quad core. They don't make the S4 Plus processors, or any S4 processor made by Qualcomm comes in a quad core form with LTE. It just don't. So yes, all the S3s come with the dual core with LTE because it has LTE radio in it. So just get that out the way. I watched a review of somebody saying that. But anyway, and then the 16 gigabyte internal storage on the S3 is nice. This only has 8. So yeah, it's very nice to have that storage. But if you have an SD card, then you don't necessarily need it. I mean, the SD card is only for videos and pictures and stuff like that, and music. But with the SD card slot, you don't need it. I mean, I think this goes up. I know it goes up to 32 gigabyte. I don't know if it does a 64 gigabyte. I have a 16 gigabyte in here, and so I don't really necessarily care about the internal memory because that can just be for my apps. When I got the phone out the box, I think I had like 5 gigabytes left. But with the SD card slot, it just opens the phone up more for more possible, pictures and video and content like that. So I don't really see that as a downgrade unless you're just somebody who does not like SD cards. Then you may want to get the S3. But personally, I don't feel like that's worth the extra $100-some just to have 8 more gigabytes of space. That's ridiculous. Calculated that up. I mean, you're paying over $30-some up every 2 gigabyte. 16 gigabyte card at Walmart usually runs anywhere from $10 to $20, depending on what brand you get. So yeah, you can just get an SD card and call it a day. So let's see. Besides that, the phones are just similar. You're working with the 4.7-inch IPS True HD display, which is supposed to be a 1080p display. The colors are more natural. Nothing's really, I would say, between the two, because you're not going to see it. Looking at the S3 and looking at this phone, side by side, you're not going to see the really what the true potential of the screens are just by looking at apps and stuff. You have to watch video. Video which really shows that the Super AMOLED screens are very oversaturated with color. They're too dark in certain areas. Some real dark movies show up real bad, and real light movies show up way too bright and just real dim and faded out in the S3, in my opinion. and this is more of the lines of a more natural, well-balanced screen. So both of the screens, to me, I would choose this screen over the S3. Another plus in my book with this phone is that the notification light is around the home button. To me, I feel like that's awesome. You can use light flowing, you can change the different colors on it, and you can have blue for text or whatever like that. So that's another plus. I like that more. I think it's just different. We're so used to having the notification lights up here and everything. Just having it down here behind the home button, there's just something different, and you really don't see other phones doing that. So another thing we get real to with the LG Optimus, the F series line. Now the F7 is the top of the line when it comes to the F series for the Optimus. There's the F3, which Virgin Mobile got, and the F5, which I think is coming to, I forgot where it's coming to, but I think it's coming to the US. And then there's the F7 for Boost Mobile, and I think US Cellular has this phone as well. So this is not some cheap put together phone. It is plasticky, just like the S3. You can't really see that, but the back is a fingerprint magnet, but the back is just very, I don't know how I can say it. It just looks premium. Like the whole build of the phone looks very like just high tech. Nothing looks cheap. It is plasticky, but nothing looks cheap on the phone. That's for quick memo. I think you can use that as a camera button too. Here's your power button right there. I'm still using the stock screen protector that came on the phone. I just cut the little tab right there until I find a screen protector for it. I ordered a case for it, but I don't think it's going to work because it's the international model. I did not realize that when I ordered it because it was only like $2. But I think it's going. Only thing is, it's just going to cover up this. I'm hoping it doesn't, because if it don't, everything lines up perfectly. So I'm hoping that works out for me, because I got the case, real nice TPU case for $2 shipped. So, and in the US, so you can't beat that. The 8 megapixel camera, same as the S3. The S3 may have a little bit better sensor in it, but both pictures on the computer, off both phones. What I mean, both phones, their pictures on the computer show up the same. I can't tell the difference between it. You got an LED flash. You got the 1.3 megapixel camera up here. It's a 1.3 megapixel camera. They both look like shit. The S3 looks like shit. I don't see the difference between the two, really, between like that. I mean, it don't look like shit, but what do you expect for 1.3 megapixel? It's not nothing HD or high quality. I mean, they work. You Skype and Tango and all that, there you go. So you shouldn't have a problem with that. Another thing I can say about that is, let's see. Man, what else can I say about this? I can't really say anything between it. I don't really have anything else to say. I just spread out the little few information out there that people were getting wrong about the phone. Now, the battery life is a whole lot better with this phone. You're working with 2,540 milliamps with stock, and the stock with the S3 is 2,100 milliamps. The S3, I couldn't get no more than 10-12 hours out of it, with about 3.5 hours of screen time. With this phone, the highest I ever gotten out of it was 21 hours and 30-some minutes, and it was like 6 hours of screen time. So the extra juice in this phone makes up for it. So that's a plus to me, because what's the point of having 2 gigabytes of RAM when your battery life don't last no more than 8-10 hours? So, and that's with the same heavy usage, my usage, Facebook, Twitter, YouTube, text messaging all day. I text more than I talking, Bluetooth and stuff. So I just feel like this phone is worth the $299, and I feel like this phone is better than the S3. Now, Boost Mobile's going to push the S3 because, hey, it's the highest phone they have in their lineup. So yeah, that's just a given. But that doesn't mean it's the best phone. I personally, after having both phones, I'm happy with my Optimus F7. I don't regret it. Even right now, I can go take this back right now and go get the S3 if I wanted to, but I will not. I feel like this is I feel happy with my choice, and I feel like this phone, for the price I paid for it, because it was on sale at Radio Shack for $269, that would make it even better. I feel like I'm very happy with this phone. I don't feel like normal people need to go out there and spend the extra cash for the S3 unless you just want a Samsung phone that badly. I will say this phone gets better signal because Samsung radios are horrible compared to the other cell phones out there. So you already know how Boost is and what Sprint is, and some people, you know, experiencing with Sprint. So if you live in an area where it's so coverage, do not get the S3. Don't even waste your time even going out there to get it. Get something else. Seriously. But that's all, guys. I'm going to give out more full detailed reviews on the video camera and everything like that when I have more time. This is my personal take. I said this was going to be a short video, but I got long into it. If you're still here, I appreciate it. And this your boy Keep Funny. Peace.